All right, everybody. We are live on DentonRadio.com as well as Facebook. If you're watching on Denton Radio or listening on DentonRadio.com, want to hop over to Facebook and watch our smiling faces, you can hop over to Facebook.com/Denton Radio and catch the live feed. Today we are here with Brett Vito of the Denton Record Chronicle. Brett Vito is the sports writer, and he is bringing us all of the news on Denton sports. Thank you so much for being here, Brett. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Of course. Well, let us know what's going on. What are the highlights, specifically around UNT, that's going on in the sports realm in Denton today?
Well, I mean, the big story at this point is whether or not North Texas will end up making a bowl game. People who follow along were probably aware over the weekend that North Texas went into its game at UTEP on Saturday with 5 wins. College football, you got to win 6 to get to a bowl game, the traditional route. Right. Well, North Texas went out there and just ran into a buzzsaw. They didn't play well at all and got pretty much blasted by UTEP 52-24. Really struggled to contain UTEP's star players. His name's Aaron Jones. One of the best running backs in Conference USA and probably in Group of 5 football across the nation. He's a really special player, and he set a ton of records while rushing for 301 yards and 4 touchdowns and only 24 carries. He just torched North Texas across the board all day long. They really struggled to contain him. And now the question is, North Texas is sitting at 5-7. You're not bowl eligible unless you get to 6-6, but there's 40 bowl games. There's 80 bowl slots. There won't be enough teams to fill all 80 slots as far as 6-win teams go. So what the NCAA changed their rules I think it was about a year ago, that if there's not enough 6-win teams, enough bowl eligible teams, that they would prioritize 5 and 7 teams based on their scores on the NCAA's academic progress report. If you followed North Texas for any length of time, that report's been in the news periodically over the years. North Texas really struggled on it a few years ago. Now they're really good at it. What it measures is how good a job a school does keeping its players in school and eligible. North Texas does a tremendous job. You got to give a lot of credit to their academic staff over there, Cinnamon, Sheffield, a bunch of other people that are involved in that process. Well, North Texas ends up with, I think they're 26 nationally among all Division I FBS teams in academic progress rate report. So when it all shook out, they looked at the teams that won 6 games. They looked at the teams that won 5 games, and they looked at the teams that won 5 games and prioritized them by academic progress rate report. Now, when it all shakes out in the next week or so, you'll see those top teams get bowl slots. And North Texas is expected to get one of those bowl slots. I've looked at it every different way. So is everybody else around North Texas. It looks like they're going to get in. The question is, where do they go? So that will be the big story this week. Where does North Texas end up playing in a bowl game? It could be a number of different places, and it's real hard to tell just because of the fact Conference USA has 6 direct bowl tie-ins, primary bowl tie-ins, and they have one secondary one with a bowl in Shreveport, the Independence Bowl. Conference USA has filled all 6 of its direct tie-ins. So the question is, where do they go? My expectation is that there will be a number of bowls that don't have their tie-in, that don't fill for their direct tie-ins, and it'll be a little bit of a free-for-all as far as where North Texas ends up. They could end up in the Arizona Bowl, or a bowl in Arizona. I forget what the sponsor of that bowl is, but they could end up a number of different places, probably in a pre-Christmas bowl sometime between the 17th to just after Christmas around the 26th.
Wow. It's got to be – I don't know if it's anything short of remarkable to say you got new coach, new AD, and everybody said, okay, give them some time, let them kind of bounce back. And, man, it just exploded to even have the conversation of going to a bowl game this year. I think it's just awesome. It's super cool.
Yeah, it is. Seth Luttrell did a terrific job in his first year. Things just kind of fell right for him. They ended up finding a freshman quarterback from Oklahoma. Mason Fine did real well. Now he injured his shoulder. It seems like it's probably a sprained shoulder. They're not saying that officially, but injured his shoulder against Western Kentucky. They brought Alec Morris back in, and they managed to win the one game they really ended up, in retrospect, really needed to win. They beat Southern Miss at home in a close game. They had the late touchdown drive to win that one, 29-23, and that's going to probably be the game that sends them to a bowl game. And you think about it, North Texas hasn't has only been to one bowl game since 2004, the 2013 Hard Dallas Bowl. So it really has been a remarkable season for them, no matter what happens at this point. And the question becomes, what bowl do they get into? Idaho Famous Potato Bowl was another one that came up. So you could see North Texas in one of these kind of odd around Christmas made-for-TV type bowls against, who knows who they could end up playing.
Well, that's awesome. It's so exciting to really see all this buzz and all this energy happening around UNT. It's just awesome.
Yeah, it certainly helps. I mean, it helps the school in terms of exposure. That was the case back when they went to those 4 bowls in a row in the early 2000s. When they went to the NCAA tournament a couple of times under John Jones. I mean, it just creates a lot of excitement around the school, and a lot of national exposure that probably helps North Texas as an institution in general, and it really helps the athletic department. And plus, you got your first-year AD in there, so he showed up just right in time to kind of enjoy the ride here, hopefully to a bowl game somewhere, and we'll see where.
Super cool. Well, and for those of you just now tuning in, Brett is with the Denton Record Chronicle. Again, we do this every Monday. And so he's given you all the insights that you can go even deeper into in the Denton Record Chronicle. This is a fantastic, phenomenal newspaper. They're great partners here with us at the Discover Denton Welcome Center. You can either go to dentonrc.com to get more information. You can come by the Welcome Center. We'll get you a physical copy as well as a lot of the convenience stores around town. Or, of course, you can subscribe to have the paper sent to your house. So if you want to see how this whole thing pans out and plays out, that's where you got to go, is Denton Record Chronicle. Brett, any other thoughts on all this?
No, it'll be an interesting a few days to see how it goes. And, of course, basketball season's here upon us, so that will be starting to crank up a little bit more here in the next few days. They're a few games into their season now, so some exciting times with basketball to see how they do this year. The women are playing pretty well early in the season, so we'll have to see how it goes.
That's fantastic. Well, we're looking forward to talking to you again, Brett. Thank you so much for coming by. Again, we do this every Monday where we pick different things from entertainment to business to sports, all this cool stuff happening around Denton, and you can get all of this information from the Denton Record Chronicle. Again, tune back every single Monday. Thanks so much again for being here, Brett. We greatly appreciate it. Let's hop back into the music.